Hey there, connoisseurs. It's Rod with the Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Friday, October 11th. Happy Friday. Hope you're well. Going to get right to it. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather still, and my throat's pretty sore still. So I'm going to get through this video as quickly as possible. We'll do another rapid fire news update for October 5th to the 11th. Again, it's not a deep dive detail or anything like that. It's just a high level overview in case you missed it. And if you did, you can dig into it more on your own time. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. Jumping right to the news, Johns Hopkins study shows that synthetic THC helps treat Alzheimer's. And there was a whole slew of research and studies that came out over the course of the last week or so, as we continue to see medicine of the future and this plant medicine, scientific breakthroughs. And later on in the video, we're going to be talking about AI again. And this is something that keeps coming up again and again and again. And I think, with the help of AI, it's not only going to transform and improve, cultivation and things like that through automation and through the actual cultivation of the plant, but it's also going to help with scientific research and studies and breakthroughs where otherwise may not be possible, right? All these diseases and, cancers and different types of ailments could all be cured eventually, right? I want to be careful with what I say, but, this is definitely showing great promise. And like I said, with the help of AI, we might even be able to see some scientific breakthroughs that really starts to help people across the globe, right? This is medicine of the future and plant medicine that should be legal everywhere on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. Another article here from MJ Moment. Marijuana components show promising potential as anti-cancer agents. Study finds through the mechanisms of action are still a mystery. And trying to get through this, definitely not easy to speak today. My throat is just killing me. Also, lesser known MJ components like CBG and THCV are promising treatments for Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, studies show. So obviously, like psychedelics, big helper with regards to some of these as well. But the more that we get the stigma go away, rescheduling, full blown legalization, and then, like I said, after that, once the barriers come down, just from the amount of studies and research, clinical trials, things like that, after rescheduling and full blown legalization, throw some AI at it, and who knows what the potential here could be, right? There's so much potential. It's not even funny. And I'm excited to see what the future holds. And like I said, this amazing medicine of the future. Trump and Harris need to stop pandering on MJ and offer concrete plans for an equitable industry in an op-ed. And I would agree with that. Give the people what they want. And I do think they will. They'll probably use it as a way to sway young voters, swing states, things like that into the election. So 10, 20 days before the election, watch for them really to start to pump the MJ narrative. Also, basketball great Carmelo Anthony enters new arena with cannabis brand Mission. So this is how you know we're going mainstream, right? Also, Tilray Brands launched Charlotte's Web CBD gummies in Canada. I've already did a video on this, but they had an agreement back in 2022, I think it was November of 2022. So this is just expanding on that, but they're going to be launching Charlotte Web's Rest gummies in berry and fruit, and also the Life gummies, turmeric and ginger. So you can keep an eye out for those in your area. Cureleaf also set to report third quarter 2024 financial and operational results, and that will be after market close on November 6th, and the conference call will be at 5 p.m. Eastern time as well. Also, Trulieve to open medical MJ dispensary in Hollandale Beach, Florida, and heart goes out to those in Florida that were affected by Milton. Seeing some of the aftermath, it's just an absolute travesty what's going on there. So, really do offer my condolences and shout out to anybody that was affected by that. High Tide opens new CannaCabana in Toronto. So this was the 70th CannaCabana location in Ontario, and we know they doubled their store count. So you can now go from 75 to 150 stores in Ontario. So they got a lot of work to do just in Ontario alone, and then the rest of Canada, and then eventually set their eyes on Germany and the US market. So a lot of building to do. A lot of people are wondering when it's going to happen. When is High Tide going to enter Germany? When are they going to enter the US? It's not that they're going to, completely tap out as much as they can in Canada before entering those markets, in my opinion. But, maybe when we get close to the 100th store or, 120 stores in Ontario, maybe then they can start to branch off into other areas. But, I'm still thinking it's probably going to be another year or two before we see Germany and US market entry for High Tide, but super bullish on High Tide long term. The only thing, that's a little concerning is how is it going to work in the US with all these MSOs being vertically integrated, right? Seed to sale, and they have a lot of retail dispensaries there. So we'll see how it all unfolds, but very bullish on the company long term. Safe Banking Act gains its 131st sponsor in the U.S. House. Love to see it. And this is something that could happen in a lame duck session and potentially in 2025. I think, should be a done deal to get banking done in 2025. Also, MJ moment, most people don't trust the government for MJ information, federally funded study shows. And I joked to, I think I posted on X as well, but Power Group private members, I was like, I'm pretty sure it goes beyond just MJ information. I think it's information in general. I don't really trust them as far as I can throw them, to be completely honest with you. But, obviously there's good and bad in everything. There's good and bad people in everything. But politics definitely and government definitely one of my least favorite things on this planet. Also, Nevis Brands reports Q3 2024 financial results marked by a 345% increase in EBITDA and positive net income. So I've done some interviews with the CEO, John Keeber. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out. May have to get him on for another interview and update at some point, but growing slowly but surely, and great MJ beverage brand in the making. Also, Canopy Growth completes its acquisition of edibles brand Wana amid further strengthening of the portfolio. We know that Jetty, Wana, and Acreage are going to be condensed under that Canopy USA umbrella and entity. So this wasn't any kind of surprising information. It was just kind of a formality that we needed to close that out. And then they're saying that Acreage probably isn't going to be until spring 2025. So I would think probably fall 2025 is when that should be done. Nothing usually ever goes according to plan and swiftly on time. So we'll say fall of 2025 should be realistic. And we should get some insight into Canopy US financials as well, since they're deconsolidated from the original ones. Also, the MJ Herald reports that Florida Miami Herald endorses Amendment 3 to legalize recreational MJ. Love to see it. So the Miami Herald has come out in strong support of Amendment 3, a ballot initiative that would legalize the recreational use of MJ in Florida for everyone 21 and older. And it's crazy to think, like 21. Here in Edmonton, Alberta, it's 18 years old. But there's some studies now that saying you shouldn't use MJ, daily or often until you're at least 25 until your brain develops. So there's tons of studies. Again, here in Canada, it's almost 6 years, but it's and that's coming up on October 18th, so a week away. Crazy. Yeah, next Friday. So I'll have to pop a Molo in celebration of that, XMG, you name it. But still 6 years here in Canada, and there's still so much research and studies that are being done. And the fact is it's not like MJ is new, but the more that it gets regulated, and the more that it gets kind of the stigma goes away, and we start to see reform across the world, then the more that we're going to see open studies and research that are being done, and it's only going to get better from here, in my opinion. But love to see it. Also, Florida MJ businesses shut down again with Hurricane Milton, so they halt delivery. And I saw some of the pictures of the aftermath. This came just days after Hurricane Helene as well. So it's a terrible time out there, and with all the natural disasters, it's hard to fathom what's going to happen in even 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. But it's no wonder Elon is on a mission to get to Mars as quickly as possible. All right, jumping into Mugglehead magazine. Vancouver Canna workers take strike action over lack of hours. The British Columbia BC Bud Tenders division of UFCW 1518 served the High Tide store a notice on Monday. So usually it's only positive things in the news for Canna but this not so great. Fed up with the shortage of hours at the downtown Vancouver Canna. This lack of work has brought a lack of staffing with it. I haven't seen this in other areas, but personally, my local Canna here in Edmonton, I see they have a pretty high turnover rate. Like I'm there probably weekly, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, and I see a lot of new workers. There's probably 1 or 2 that have been there for longer than like 6 months, but there's been a lot. Pretty much, I would say like 90% of their staff are new, and probably have only been there for a couple of months. So it's difficult too, right? Like it's a hard industry, and people are coming in, especially like downtown certain major cities. Like here in Edmonton, it's pretty much bad everywhere, but you see some pretty sketchy characters walking in there, and I definitely wouldn't want to be working there, not in like a downtown big city location anyways, especially in a post C19 era. Also, AI powered robot looks to perfect MJ grows. So could a smart lamp be the key to democratizing MJ growing? And one startup company thinks so. All you need are seeds and water. So obviously with AI, you're able to monitor the environment in real time, and then not only monitor it, but with the use of automation, all connected to this AI, and kind of central AI component. Obviously, they'd be able to monitor and then act accordingly in real time. So there's going to be tons of breakthroughs, not just from a cultivation standpoint and processing standpoint, but also from consumer trends and marketing and distribution, and then also from a scientific breakthrough perspective as well. So exciting to see how AI is really going to disrupt this industry and transform it for the better. So Tilray reports Q1 2025 financial results. This was yesterday. There was also an interview that I posted with BNN and Irwin Simon, CEO of Tilray today. So if you haven't seen those, you can check it out. And just before this video, I did a review of Canopy's earnings as well. Or sorry, not Canopy, Tilray's earnings as well. So if you haven't seen that, you can check it out. And Tilray CEO Irwin Simon says that the 2024 election likely to drive U.S. MJ legalization no matter who wins. And I would agree with that. So love to see it. And I got a message here from my Airbnb tenant. He just checked in. Looks like he's having some issues figuring out the parking. So I'll have to get back to him. Spinach is the #1 MJ brand in Canada. And that is a brand of Kronos. So Kron. And, there's a lot of other great brands out there like Bredican. You've got Pure Sun Farms as well, another one highly sought after. High tide to open 185th Canna location. So that's going to be at the one in Toronto. And this is the opening. Let me just see here. What is it? 3406 Dundas Street, Toronto, Ontario. German medical MJ market to top 420 million in 2024 amid second wave of German cannabis. So again, like I said about Tilray being #1 in Germany and getting that new cultivation license under the new regulations, going to see a 5x in production. And I think like some of the strains that they had was like 3 or so strains. Now they got like 31 strains, and they're in Australia as well. So, they talked about the medical market in Canada and just around the globe being a huge market. And this is only going to get better from here, in my opinion. So we're early. It's really hard to convey how early we really are in the grand scheme of things. And it's hard to believe it's been almost 6 years in Canada since we've legalized at the federal level, and the U.S. still hasn't even done rescheduling yet. So I think, the time is getting close. It's not much of a wait that we have to endure at this point. And we've been waiting for a long time. It's been a brutal 4-year bear market. And, at the end of the day, we have to change our mindset, right? This is only going to ever happen once. We're only going to see this plant medicine legalized once. And, we're here for it. So we have to be kind of, grateful for the fact that we're even here and, healthy and at a point where we're able to invest in this industry. And those that, stick it out, 5, 10 plus years from now, they'll be glad that they did. And like I said, our children and children's children will be set up financially, potentially generational wealth. And, I bet you there's going to be a ton of people, in 10, 20 years from now, are going to say, you got in a ground floor opportunity in MJ, right? I can't believe it. It's almost like the .com days, right? So we just have to be patient. We'll get there. The stock market is a mechanism from transferring wealth from the impatient to the patient. So which one are you? All right, I want to end it there. Let me know what you think of this news in the comment section below. We'll continue the conversation there. It's Rod with the Power Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. Hope you have a great weekend ahead. And for those of you in Canada, happy Thanksgiving and long weekend. Cheers. We'll see you on the next one.